Hey, what's going on, everybody? Brian Mead here. Going to be doing a deck profile today of my Odd-Eyes Pendulum, Odd-Eyes Dracopal deck. I took this tourney the other day, did really well with it. If you haven't seen it already, you can take a look at the video. Link is in the description, or you can click here, and you can get an idea how this deck works. And here's the profile. So for starters, I've got 3 copies of Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Really is like the heart of the deck, and it's a really good card. You can actually search for quite a bit. Primarily though, I search for Monkeyboard if I haven't already gotten it. 1 copy of Monkeyboard, 1 copy of Skullcrobat Joker, 3 copies of Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer. It's really great, special summon it, destroy 2 cards, hopefully, and then search out 2 Performapals. 2 copies of Lizdraw, good high scale, gives you the +1 on the draw. 1 copy of Guiturtle. I don't like Guiturtle quite as much as I did previously. This is because I now have better high scales than 6, but it still does give you that +1 draw, which is nice. And then 1 copy of Performapal Fireflux, which is a new card out of SHVI that, if it's in the monster card zone, it works like, it basically makes all your Performapals Armades. So, you know, you don't have to worry about like battle traps and that kind of crazy shenanigans. And then if it's in the Pendulum zone, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you contribute a Performapal and negate the attack and end the battle phase. So that's really nice. And so, you know, it works offensively and defensively, and it's always a wonderful thing in a card. Then 1 copy of Performapal Odd-Eyes Light Phoenix. This card is not that great, to be honest, but it is a nice low scale. It does have 2000 attack, which can come into play if you use his buddy, Odd-Eyes Performapal Odd-Eyes Unicorn. Now this card's actually really great because it's a nice high scale. The Pendulum effect is really cool because it can pump up an Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon even higher, and then with the Odd-Eyes ability to do double damage, that can add up to a lot really fast. So really love this, and you know, both of those are really searchable because they're both Performables and Odd-Eyes at the same time. Also, I just want to add in, this is like the best target for a Odd-Eyes fusion, because if you're going to summon the Odd-Eyes Vortex Dragon, all this requires is a Pendulum monster and an Odd-Eyes monster, and both these and the Falcons qualify for Odd-Eyes monsters. So, you know, if one of them's been destroyed, that's a really good way to not have to use up other monsters in your extra deck, or like an Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon, and you can use something that wouldn't go to, you know, it's a 1-star, it's not going to get summoned back. Anyway, 1 copy of Xiangke Magician. This is a nice low scale for me because I don't have as many low scales as I did previously. It's also a level 7. It will let me bring out Rebellion Dragon. So I like it a lot, and it, you know, it's done me good. 2 copies of Vector Pendulum, 3 copies of Master Pendulum, and 1 copy of Luster Pendulum for my Dracoslayers and Dracoverlords. I still really like this ratio. I still think it's pretty balanced. Just my opinions. 3 copies of Maxx C. Love Maxx C. Draw. And that does it for the monsters. Next, I got 2 copies of Sky Iris with 1 copy of Terraforming. Search out any of the Odd-Eyes stuff. So, the Unicorns, the Phoenix, the Dragons, or an Odd-Eyes Fusion. This is just a really great way to get to the Vortex, or move through your deck, and put a power monster on board really easily. 1 copy of Draco Face Off. I think everybody knows what that is by now. 3 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon. I don't want to run Twin Twisters in the main deck because I don't want to discard a lot, so it's really advantageous for me to run triple MSTs. Don't really have to worry about, you know, the floodgates as much when you can immediately respond to an MST. And they are still out there occasionally. One copy of Raigeki, one copy of Warning, one copy of Time Space Trap Hole. Can't really tell what that is. One copy of Bottomless Trap Hole, and then 2 copies of Storming Mirror Force. I really like Storming because, you know, it deals with Monarchs, it deals with Cosmos pretty well. I get some black for it, but I don't care, it works for me. Anyway, into the extra, I got 1 copy of Vortex Dragon. I really don't find that I need more than 1. I know I see a lot of people running 2 because they can bring it out with the Absolute, but, which I do have 1 copy of Absolute Dragon, but I would rather use my summon off of him to bring out the Rebellion Dragon if I haven't done so already, because when the Rebellion Dragon dies, it's still going to go to the Pendulum Zone, and then to the extra dragon you'll be able to bring it back and all that good stuff, so I like that. 1 copy of Ignister, 1 copy of Magister, and 2 copies of Dynaster. I like these ratios. I found the Dynaster is the easiest one to bring out, so that's the one I want to run multiple copies of. Plus you can get the combo to, you know, bring them all out. 1 copy of Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon, 1 copy of Heartland Drago, 1 copy of Rafflesia, 1 copy of number 101, 1 copy of Gastel, 1 copy of Giant Hand, 1 Abyss Dweller, and 1 Galaxy Hope Titanic. And that does it for the deck. So let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and share, subscribe and comment and all that stuff. And I'm just going to do the side deck if you care. If not, you can, you know, stop watching. Thank you for watching, though. I appreciate you watching. Alright, so side deck. 2 copies of Veiler, 2 copies of Mask Restrict, 2 copies of Twin Twister, 2 Imperial Iron Wall. Sad because one of my hollows got bent, so I'd use a common. 1 copy of Soul Drain, 2 copies of System Down, 2 copies of Archfiend Eccentric, and 2 copies of Magical Spring. Alright, so yeah, that really does do it. Thanks for watching. See ya.